Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann right here on WOON Radio, Wednesday morning, August the 27th. My name's Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. Melissa Smith is here from the St. Antoine Communities. Hi, Melissa.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning to you. And John Ward is here. Good morning to you, John.
I think that's Melissa Smith is back.
I'm back.
Well, she was back last week.
No more time off. I was not.
No, she was not.
Thanks for noticing.
You weren't here?
Wow.
I was talking to you. All right, I missed that.
Well, we can talk about that off the air.
Glad to be here.
And Tim Draper cannot be here today. So it's kind of tag
Well,
your
I'll be doing a
time.
hand
There you go.
I'd
So
love
just
to watch you
the three
talk
of
to
us.
him as though he were here.
John will. So anyway, but our first segment sponsor of the Coffee Ann program is the St. Antoine Communities. What's lined up for the fall?
Holy cannoli. It's been a hectic summer, and I kept thinking, oh, fall's coming. Like, it's going to quiet down. It's not quieting down.
No.
It never quiets down. In fact, I'll just, on my first message, just share the fact that even tonight we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of our memory care assisted living unit being open.
Wow, it's been a year,
It's been a year, Primrose Lane. It's been full. It's been busy. It's been steady. And it took probably about 11 months to finally get our Medicaid license, but we have it. So we're just happy to finally be able to say, like, publicly, we have our Medicaid license and folks that move into our memory care assisted living. The benefit of this unit and the purpose of this unit was to help support folks that couldn't afford, memory care assisted living long term, and to afford them the option that when their resources spend down, they can stay in their home. They don't have to move. So that's thrilling updates that have happened probably since. I won't say since I was here last. I may just not have mentioned it the last time because I think we had the golf tournament going on. But certainly in last month, it's been new information for us. And we're just happy to publicly say that. We have been waiting with our hands folded nicely in a praying type formation. And it's happened. And so now we can go out there and announce it. So, yeah, like I said, it's been a year of exciting times there. And celebrating it tonight is one of our many events that we've got going on. And I'll mention my second big event in the next commercial spot. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thanks for the message. Now, we're going to address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Hold on, keep your thoughts to yourself, John, because we're going to Melissa on this one.
I was just going to mimic an elephant sound.
Well, you can do that if you want.
I'll skip it.
Are you okay with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce engagement announcement that happened yesterday?
We have a very divided household. We have a very divided household, yes.
Of happy and unhappy?
Yes.
Really?
2 and 2. 2 and 2.
Wow.
I think most people feel, I'm not a huge Travis Kelce fan as an athlete. Like, never.
No, he's on the opposition.
Yeah, and he's always been
the
kind of
Chiefs.
just I don't know, one of those like arrogant athletes, blah, 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 blah. But, it comes from a place of like, it had to happen evenally. I mean, whether it was him or someone else. She's getting a little older. She's spoken publicly about wanting to get married and have that fairy tale and the kids and all the things. Been together for 2 years. What do you expect? And so it's happened. So here we are. But it is completely consuming all things. It was on national news last night.
Well, of course,
it's just an engagement.
It's just the biggest thing. Wait till the marriage, wait till the ceremony takes place.
I know.
And it's got to the point, John. I don't know if you heard it, but the governor of Rhode Island said, basically, please have your wedding in Westerly or Watch Hill,
In Rhode Island.
where her house is. So just you should have it here, kind of thing.
I'll just say this: Travis Kelce, much like another football player that we all know, has married up. Tom Brady, both times, married up.
Yeah.
At least economically, I think both in that and the people he married. But he, of course, he's not married to either one of them now. But that's about him. In any case, I think he's married up. Kelce is married up, and will do quite well if he's intelligent.
Amazing. All the money he makes as a football player.
He's very lucky.
All the money he.
That's it's that as much as it is the fact that she is. I'm not a big fan of her music. I mean, it's good music. It's not bad music. It's not, but I don't fawn over her.
Yeah.
But the fact is, she's a very intelligent woman. She's a smart businesswoman. And she will do well for a very long time. His career is limited.
He's already done well.
So he needs to learn to do the dishes and the laundry. and change the diapers.
Oh, okay.
And he should be happy to do it, because if he's not,
Someone else will.
I'll do it.
So, Melissa.
Wow.
Is one of your daughters?
This is Ward. Are you listening? Did you hear that? I'm just saying.
Yeah, if she is, she's on the floor rolling around laughing.
Well, look at the money she'll get in alimony. So, but anyway, back to your household then.
Yeah.
Melissa, is one of your daughters not happy that they're engaged?
Correct.
And why?
Correct. I think, it's I mean, the supporting argument is what I kind of outlined earlier, right? Goofball.
What's like as a stunt?
Thinks she could do better than him.
Oh,
Blah blah blah.
all right.
Some of them in the household still feel very strongly that the last boyfriend was the right one. So there's still residual carryover to 2 years worth of stuff and conversations in my house surrounding this topic. But
Wow. Okay.
and there were 3 albums that circulated around that last breakup as well. So anyways, there's investment of time, energy, and resources in my house into this person, Taylor Swift. And so I think they just felt like she could have done better.
All right.
2 people in the house felt like she could have do better. And some of us are just tired of talking about it and just
Well,
saying,
yeah.
Yay, finally, someone put a ring on it.
And when I heard it,
What's better? I mean, really, he's a football player. We know that stuff, and we know all of the image stuff. But the question is, as a person, and their personal relationship as they get together, and it's private time, and how they interact.
You
do
hope
we
that-
have any idea at all what that's like?
No,
Well,
and
no.
we're not in their world, but I think like the bottom line is they are both good people and they do a lot of charitable work. And I actually had never seen this video clip, and I caught it this morning, and it was Governor Baker at the time when he was in office. I guess when she had a concert at Gillette, she had reserved 3,000 tickets for foster kids. Had put a call into like local
Wow.
DCYF office, basically said, "Can you connect with whoever oversees?" She didn't call. Whatever, her people called.
the people call, yeah.
And so he's relaying the story, and I was thinking to myself, like, there are countless examples of giving that she's done, and,
Yeah.
and thinking of populations that are either underserved or don't have opportunities, and trying, whether it's going to children's hospitals and visiting kids or opportunities like that. He does the same. So
I'm sure he does in
you
Kansas
can't knock
City.
it. So maybe
Yeah.
their public persona is very different than the real people that we don't get to see. So I'm going to assume he's a character, and maybe deep down beneath all the
facade.
yeah.
Okay. well,
That this is a good match.
all right. Well,
So yeah.
But just think of all of the hype we can look forward to leading up to the
Oh
wedding.
gosh.
Oh no, that's the part I'm not. I'm hoping they're already married, and I'm hoping it's going to release
there's
that.
an
Hey, you
idea.
know what? This actually happened
No,
6
let's-
months
we-
ago, and
We got to see the ring. And
which
we
is
gotta see-
pretty phenomenal.
Oh, you've
by
already
the
seen
way.
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all over the internet too.
Then it's you got to see the wedding dress
Mm-hmm.
and where is the venue going to take place and how do you get tickets to that event and like that. So yeah, it'll be crazy
Yeah.
for a while. All right, back here.
Well, that takes care of the important.
That the important stuff.
I
Now
know, right?
now on to the unimportant stuff. You're right. I forgot to bring this up yesterday in the Coffee and program, and I should have, but I forgot. And it's about our Assistant Attorney General Flanagan, who got. And I was like, oh yeah, she starts her unpaid suspension like last Monday. I'm like, yeah, but how long?
6 months.
Well, they didn't tell you that right off the bat. And then they came out, like, oh yeah, it's for 6 months. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
That's a long time. I'm like, I really wasn't expecting 6 month unpaid leave. Like,
Were you surprised at
wow.
how much was shared by her boss on? There was an interview
Yeah,
this weekend, and
that
I was
was-
like, wow, this is a lot of information. I just felt uncomfortable watching.
what
that
kind
if
of-
my
what-
boss had gone on? I know that she publicly screwed up and all the things, but
What did he say that surprised you?
Just the fact that he was talking about it so much. It's a
yeah,
personnel
fluid.
matter.
Yeah,
I
it
know,
is.
but it's his office is in the spotlight.
Well, that's what I think the difference is. I think maybe in his conversation with her, he may have informed her, I need to make your treatment very public because of what you did to the image of the office, and I have to
Yes.
uphold the integrity of the office in the public's eye. So I
Mm-hmm.
will be talking about this. And she probably said, yeah, fine,
You
no
have
problem.
to.
I just think to welcome a very long, I mean, I don't know if it was 10 minutes, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it was a pretty lengthy conversation with Jean DeSantis. No, who was she interviewed by?
Jean Valicenti.
Jean Valicenti. I don't know. It felt a little like too much.
It was outside of the box, so to speak, but it was, again, an unusual circumstance where her presence on that video and what she said and the connection to the office, and I think she probably agreed to let him lay it out there.
I don't
So
know.
since it's a 6 month suspension, does that take being fired off the table?
Oh yeah, she's not getting fired.
Okay, all right. Just double check it. Now the funny part of the
I
whole
never thought she would be.
okay, the funny part of the whole thing now is the restaurant, the Clark
Oh,
House.
yeah, I heard
They
this.
made
yeah.
a mocktail.
They made a mocktail called I'm an AG or something along those lines. Now that's funny.
I thought
God.
the same thing. I'm like,
But I
we're
don't-
very quick.
Yep, but I don't know what's in it. I don't. Maybe they're not going to tell you. Obviously, it's not.
gotta be
It's
gotta be
not
a spicy
alcoholic.
mocktail.
Does it matter? It's
No,
a
not
mocktail.
really.
It doesn't matter.
But they're going to sell it for like $7 or $8, and they're going to make a lot of money because
Yeah, they
how
are.
many people have gone in there now and just said, "I'm the AG."
If
That is so
one
funny.
of the two girls were redheads, then it would have to have ginger ale in it. But I'm not. Otherwise, I'm not sure.
But congratulations to those. Someone's really thinking at
Someone's on their
at the
toes.
restaurant that we've got to come up with something, and this is what we got to call it.
I
And
think the woman.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
Both the women should demand a percentage of the increase
Well, they can
in
demand whatever they
revenues
want.
that the restaurant gets because of their having gone
It
there.
goes back to this young generation, like, they have their cell phones in their hands all the time. Like, we still, I think, operate, us that are a little older, like, you don't think everything's going to get captured on film or on camera.
I
This
assume
is a
Surprise.
reminder, like, I mean, really conduct yourself in public appropriately, because anyone could be filming.
Yeah, I assume no matter where I go, it's on a video somewhere. It's
Yeah.
just don't. You enter a building, you're on video. You.
When you're out, but
walk
when you're
down
out in
the
public
street, you're
like
on
that,
video.
Well, think about how fast even, I have never been to that restaurant, but how many people are watching this footage and then they're saying, where is this? Like, I'm going to look
Newport.
it up.
Yeah, now I'm
And
going.
then the next thing you know, it's just, it's as fast as that.
But when back to the phones, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as an argument, not even a fight, but if an argument starts on the street, the phones come out immediately.
Well, like
and you
that-
have to
Like
remember
that
that.
Cincinnati beat the crap out of the
Yes.
guy thing, where out of the 100 people that were standing around, there were probably 8 or 10 videos from different angles, and only one person dialed 911.
Yeah, I know. That's the sad part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. And,
Well, we were watching. My girls made me watch Twister. I've never seen that before.
the
But like even
tornado
thinking,
movie?
yeah,
Okay.
the revamped one. Why did they have to
All right.
revamp it?
I
Here
don't-
we
I
go
don't
again.
know.
But and it's even
Oh,
that.
that's
It's
right.
like
They did a newer version, didn't they?
yeah.
Yes.
Even us, like with our cell phones, you see bad weather approaching. You go to take a picture. You don't think, "Let me get my car," and you go the other way. Like you don't
oh, big tornado.
I know, can't forget to capture it before I get run to safety. It's no different. Like you said, if a fight breaks out or an accident or something, you grab your phone to document.
Good note called in. It just says, "I'm an AG. Sounds like a cocktail you'll regret drinking." Possibly.
True.
All right. Let's see. We got another note to get to. We're going to get to that in just a second here. So let's get a second message, Melissa, from the St. Antoine communities, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah, so I'll first just back up by saying, obviously St. Antoine community, we are a large long-term care campus, and we're in North Smithfield, so we have assisted living, long and short-term skilled care. We have a beautiful assisted living. I just mentioned in my first message, Primrose Lane, assisted living memory care, as well as a skilled nursing level memory care. So we've really everything that, we are designed to support all your needs on our property and here to guide you through the process of someone who is medically compromised. With that said, we've been around a long time. St. Antoine Residence has been around for about 30 years. I think it's 31. And the Villa at St. Antoine was built 25 years ago. So when I say we are having a big bash next Wednesday, we are having a big bash next Wednesday. So tonight we've got the Primrose Lane 1-year anniversary, and then we have the Villa at St. Antoine 25th anniversary celebration next Wednesday. So I wanted to just share my message that the point of me sharing this is we are all about community. We are all about our residents, our families, our volunteers, our staff, and not missing an opportunity to celebrate big milestones like this. So I just wanted to say that if you are interested in being a part and living in our community and being a part of all these festivities, don't hesitate to reach out to me. 401-767-3500, or you can email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
Very good, Melissa. More of the Coffee and program coming your way. Stay tuned.
OM 1240.
People choose cremation over a casket burial for any number of reasons: cultural or religious tradition, personalization, simplicity, cost, and time are just some of the reasons. But only you can decide if it's the right decision for you or your loved one. Annette at the Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center can answer your questions about the cremation process to see if it's the right decision for you. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center, Spring Street, Woonsocket. Visit ProvidenceCremation.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We are local and live at 99.5.
It's Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Smith and John Ward. Tim Draper could not make it in today. We did have a note called in, 766-1240. Maybe you know about you can answer this question, John, if you know about it. We had the fire on Park Ave over the weekend. It displaced 10 people, 8 adults and 2 kids. And they lost 3 cats. And I hope they have tenants' home insurance. A necessary plan, which is not expensive at all. If not, that's really too bad. Puts them into a difficult situation, and they certainly will need help from families and friends to find a new home.
Thank you, Scott.
I saw
that post on Facebook.
Oh, did you? All right. I know there's a GoFundMe page that's been set up for them, but I don't know if they had tenant insurance.
I don't know.
You don't know.
You never know whether they do or not. They're tenants. The
Yeah.
homeowner, you assume, has to have it.
Right.
It sounds like the fire started underneath the porch or out on the porch area in the back porch.
That's what I read, yeah.
But I know when I was renting, I always had tenant insurance because the
You never know.
landlord's protecting his house. He's not protecting your
You.
belongings.
Yeah.
And, of course, all you can do is protect your belongings and liability for any damage you do to the house if it starts in your apartment. And it is very inexpensive, relatively speaking, because really all you're insuring is your personal belongings inside an apartment and a general liability on the house. So it's not an overwhelming burden. Of course, the way rents are these days, anything after the rent is an overwhelming burden.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Do residents at St. Antoine's take out renter's insurance?
So it's all part of their rent that they're covered under the insurance for the building because we're a licensed facility.
Okay.
But I have been asked by some residents if on their own independently they can insure themselves, insure their belongings. They're welcome to, but they have coverage. So even we talk a lot about some residents moving in. I'm talking more specifically for the assisted living because sometimes that's more of a downsizing your home, moving into an apartment stage versus kind of this crisis state of maybe ending up in a nursing home. And so we have a lot of people who take several weeks to move in and they say, why am I paying rent when I'm not living there yet? Well, your belongings are in the building, so we're liable for those belongings.
You can't
So
rent
you're
it out to
covered.
somebody else.
So the moment you put, your rocking chair in that empty apartment,
It's yours.
So we have to sign that contract for that day. Yep.
Okay. A couple other things going on. Back to sometimes your criminals are not the brightest people in the world, and these 2 people.
Sometimes they're fun to watch.
And sometimes they are. But there was a traffic stop in Lincoln, and someone allegedly when you throw something out of the car after you've been stopped or you're being chased.
They're going to find it.
Automatic, something's wrong. And so they were doing a traffic stop. Maybe they were speeding. Maybe they ran a red light. I don't know. But they decided to throw a bag out the window. And so the cops find the bag. And what's in the bag? 19 grams of suspected crack and 12 grams of powdered cocaine. So now you get the traffic violation, whatever you did, and now you're arrested. It's like, wow. Well, okay.
And it becomes the legitimate basis for a complete search of the car.
Oh, yeah. What else is in here? We don't have anything else that might have been found. But now you get charges. You're possession with intent to deliver, conspiracy, obstruction of a police officer, on top of whatever the traffic stop was for. So.
Right.
Just not too bright. But anyway.
Dumb. Sorry, did I say that? Dumb.
Dumb. And up in Massachusetts, I didn't know Foxborough had this curfew at Foxborough Stadium. I guess Taylor Swift adhered to it. Mm-hmm. Morgan Wallen did not. And he went past the 11:30 curfew. And so he's being fined $15,000. They do it a little different up there because where I live, the Xfinity Center, they also have a curfew. And the curfew is 11 o'clock in Mansfield. And the way they do it in Mansfield is they charge, I think it's a dollar for every minute you go over or something like that. Foxborough does it different. They charge 25 cents per person that's at the stadium. So that's why we're up to $15,000. So you went about 15 minutes over. And
I have so many thoughts on how. First of all, I think I've said publicly on the air I will never go to a concert at Gillette again, just because
yes, you have
it's
said that.
Incredibly challenging to get out of that parking lot. And even if a concert ends at 11:30 at night, you're not getting home till 2:33, and I live a half hour away. It's just you build in that. But I thought it was actually a low fine because I thought if they logically were going to fine a performer for going over a curfew, you would tie it to detail costs. I would think.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
And I feel like
yes,
15,000 is
15,000
low
is small
compared to
change.
how
Right.
many officers, directions, flaggers, lighter. There's no way that covers their cost for overtime, so to speak, or past the.
Maybe
Well,
not.
that you say flaggers and all of that. I don't know how many of the people out there flagging and moving people around are employees of the venue versus police. You know, it could be that there's not as many police as you think, and it's mostly private contract people.
I would think it's largely contract people. As soon as you hit Route 1 and over,
well, they
contract
wouldn't-
people, but in the lot have got to be Gillette
They wouldn't
people.
be subject to the extreme costs that police details are. But yeah, I understand your
think
point.
to
I would
yourself,
think it's
some
quite
concerts, you're out of there at 1:30. Some concerts, you're not getting out till 3:34. It's ridiculous. It's inconsistent. And God forbid a pedestrian gets hit, which is usually what happens. Somebody clip whatever, and the police come, and then one lane's blocked, and it makes it even worse. But I saw 15,000 on the news, and I was like, that's low. That's nothing to the performer. I mean, that's...
Well, no, that's right. And the highest so far is Bruce Springsteen in 2016. He got hit with a $22,000 fine. But what they do in Mansfield is they do not fine, at least unless things have changed. Last I knew, they did not fine the performer. The town fines the event, the structure, the Xfinity Center.
Oh, okay.
They fine you guys, and they go try to get the money
Then
back from the
performer.
Now,
from
what
the
happens
performer.
if there's a out of your control weather situation and you have a delay? Is there still a
doesn't
fine
matter.
if you're late? You still have to end. So
Because I've told this story before, because I was there to see it was Tower of Power, the Steve Miller Band, and Journey.
you've seen Steve Miller Band?
Yes, I
Oh,
have.
I'm so jealous.
And Steve Miller Band was the middle act, and he's playing "Fly Like an Eagle" at the end, and it is going on and on and on. And I turn to my friend that I'm with. I go, "Is this song going longer than normal?" I mean, they stretch these songs out. I understand that, but and he's like, "Yeah." And they finally had to end. Okay, we got to wrap it up, and so they end, and then they change the stage. And we're waiting, and I'm looking at, because I know about the curfew, I'm looking at my watch. I was like, it's getting close to 10 o'clock.
Oh, man.
The journey hasn't started yet. And out they come. But they just, no instruments, they just walk out. Oh, hi, everybody. And they said, you see, there's the four of us. There should be five of us. Neil Sean is in an airplane.
Did he parachute?
He hasn't
That
landed.
is hysterical.
He hasn't landed yet. There was some weather issues in the area, but there's a Mass State cop waiting at Green Airport, they said. And as soon as he lands, he gets in here and he's going to fly up here. Literally. and so they came on.
No helicopter?
No, they went by.
Is this
no.
like pre-cell phones too? So this is like, you know.
Oh, no. This was just I would say 5
pigeon
years
messenger.
ago.
No, I'm just kidding.
And so he got there, and they started maybe like 20 past 10. I said, what are they going to do at 11 o'clock because they're supposed to stop? Well, they just kept going. We're doing the whole set, and we didn't care, and they ended around midnight.
Oh, wow.
I said, and then, they got hit with a pretty large fine. So this was out of their control. He's in an airplane. He just hasn't landed yet. It wasn't really kind of weather-related, but...
Fascinating.
So, yeah. The town made their money.
The state police thing there reminds me of being very old that I am. I don't know if people know it. Before there was Gillette and Foxborough, Schaefer Stadium,
Schaefer
there was
Stadium.
Foxborough Raceway.
Oh,
and
you're
they
right.
used to run trotters there. And the guy that would call the race on the PA announcer was Walter Cryan, who did the
That's right.
Channel 12 News.
Yeah.
And he used to have to do the 6 o'clock news, but the first race went off in the evening at 7. So he gets off the news at 6:30
And they were in East Providence.
in Providence.
Yeah.
No, they weren't in East Providence
No.
at the time. They were downtown.
Okay.
He'd get off the news, get in his car. He would ride to up 95, and when he got to the Mass line, there was a Mass State Trooper
Waiting for
him. And he was escorted at a high rate of speed to make sure he got there in time to say,
They're off?
all it was. No, it was just the first thing he ever said was the opening of the race was, it was a really broadcasty thing of Marshall calls the Pacers. It is now post time. And it was Walter crying.
Wow.
He had to get there. So I guess whoever owned the raceway had enough connections to arrange for a Mass State Trooper
To be there
escort
and get him up there. All right.
raceway.
I understand the Morgan Wallen show is a sellout as well, or pretty close. So we're looking at, someone do the math. 60,000 times 25 cents.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they go by minutes or as well, but like you said, it is to them, to the performer, it's a low fine, and the same thing with Journey. It just,
Yep.
we got fined because he went over. They said, okay, I think it was $20,000, and here it is. And
Yeah,
so it's,
I think they're good.
it's
With
just
the price
no.
of the tickets for that show,
Yep.
they're good.
That's the stuff where the lawyers go scrambling to check the contract to see if anywhere it says act of God.
This wasn't really an act. Well, I guess it
No.
could
but
have been.
If
but,
it was the weather in Denver that delayed a flight getting into Baltimore that took them from Baltimore, or whatever.
I don't know where they was
There's
coming
all
from, but it
kinds
was funny.
all
You
kinds
see
of
the four of us?
excuses.
There should be five of us.
55 of us. I'm very jealous that, and for you to say it was 5 years ago, I don't know how I missed that because I would have.
Really?
Yeah.
It was-
Big fan.
it was
I've
a
seen
good
Journey
night.
a few times.
Yep.
Chicago a few times.
Mhm.
Seen some good bands, but Steve Miller's been on my list. But
Really?
yeah,
I don't know
think
how
that'll
you
happen.
missed it.
Well, we have something in common. I saw Chicago down at URI back
So
in
good,
the 70s.
right?
Wow.
I saw him
With-
at the Warwick
Back
10.
when it was the original Chicago.
Was Terry still alive? Terry? Kate?
Everybody. It was
Everybody.
original.
Oh, okay, good.
It was
Wow,
new.
That's exciting.
It was a fairly
Because
fresh band.
I went to go see Chicago one time, and
Yeah.
and after the show, I'm leaving the Xfinity Center, and there's a couple of guys in front of us, and one of them's complaining. Well, they're not the same since so and so died. Well, then why'd you come?
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why you're here.
Yeah, there was no such thing as people dying and being replaced when I was going to
No,
see
we
them.
just okay.
I
Now
still talk
you
about
sang
that
and you
concert.
sang.
Honest, I mean, aside from Zach Brown Band, I can't think of another performance where I have like an entire band, like trumpets and saxophones. Like, there's not a lot of bands anymore that perform.
Should go
Together.
see Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay,
That's
that's a good one.
a good one with
Okay.
the horns and the
Is everyone
keyboards.
still alive?
No, they've lost they've lost a few. They're down to a core 3 of Earth, Wind, and Fire
When
right
you know
now.
we're getting older.
So,
It's tough.
It's like
No.
It's like when they. It's like when they had what was the band that was for Autumn Fest? Three Dog Night, and it was
One dog.
It was a one dog night.
Well, a week ago Friday, I went to go. It was the Doobie Brothers and the Coral
you
Reefer
went?
Band, and
Yeah.
the Coral Reefer Band. No Jimmy Buffett. So,
Yeah.
and so, but the band's there.
Yeah.
And say, okay, now you sing this song, and okay, you sing this song, and they split it up amongst like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And
Still
it was,
a big following, or
well, it was more of a Doobie Brothers crowd there that was
Yeah.
really putting up with us Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett fans dancing around and doing all this crazy stuff. But
what was the parking lot like? Like,
Uh,
were there fins? Were there still?
yeah, a little more subdued, but there were
Yeah.
people still out in the parking lot having a good
'Cause
time.
that's
so
the thing. It's more about the longevity of that
yep,
environment for the tailgate. But yeah,
it was nice. They didn't obviously they're the opening act now, so they don't play as long.
Mm-hmm.
So they were only on for they went about 65, maybe 70 minutes, and
Yeah.
then that was it. And then in time for the Doobie Brothers for the rest of the night, and the Doobie Brothers were great too.
yeah.
But it was like, all right, as I said, it's just different.
just different.
It's not as high energy as it used to be. I don't know. Jimmy just brought that vibe to people, and there's a split, I guess, between the Parrot Head fans. They are the ones that are going to keep going to see the band, and then
Yeah.
there's the others that are like, Jimmy's dead, and
It's over.
I
And it's over.
don't want to see them anymore because Jimmy's not there. It's too sad
Yeah.
to see it now. So forget it.
But there is a different. I saw Jimmy Buffett many times in my 20s, and then tapered down in my 30s, raising kids, whatever. And then my 40th birthday, my husband and my siblings, we all went together. So that was like 6-7 years ago. Big difference in that show, and even the crowd. So you could already feel it kind of tapering down, and that was probably the worst I had heard him. And then I think he passed away 2 years after, but expected, whatever. He was getting older, but the crowd also didn't feel as like what it was as well.
Well,
so
they're getting older.
Wasn't really, the following wasn't like picking up with 20s and 30-year-olds.
He'll be back.
Robotics and artificial intelligence. Give it time. He'll be back in full form.
I thought, what I thought they should have done is
hologram.
No, not hologram, but they got a screen up. So have Jimmy sing Margaritaville on the screen. And you can take the technology and say, okay, have the band play, just have his vocals up there.
Yeah.
Because Queen does that with
Well,
Freddie Mercury on
they
at least one song.
They record it all on separate tracks anyway.
Yeah, so that would
be easier to do.
It should be easy to do, and they didn't do that. I'm like, maybe next year.
other
So
than
I don't
making
know.
I've
sure,
been to a few concerts with that hologram look, and
Yeah?
that is pretty. I mean,
Well,
it would be
that's
maybe
pretty
a little
cool.
creepy if it's someone who's dead, but all still very like realistic enough that it might have just filled that void for you.
Maybe. All right. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more coming your way, and time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Weather.
Partly sunny skies, high of 74, slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low of 48. Thursday's weather, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Friday, a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny skies, 73. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 72. Sunday, sunshine and 75. Labor Day Monday, it'll be sunny with a high of 75. And on Tuesday, partly sunny and 75.
Outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, nice sunny skies and a temperature reading of, hang on, got to take a look at it here, 55 degrees. Questions about youth and high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love. When it comes to emergency service for plumbing and heating, you can't beat C.J. Nemus, 37 Corey Street in Woonsocket. C.J. Nemus offers over 15 years of experience and is licensed in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. C.J. Nemus offers complete heating system service, plumbing, water heaters, plus drain and sewer cleaning. Remember that senior citizens receive a 10% discount. So give Charlie a call today at C.J. Nemus, 769-4776. They're registered with the Better Business Bureau. They're a master plumber with quality service. It's the only way and the best way. With C.J. Nemus, call today, 769-4776 for C.J. Nemus.
ON Radio. Feel the spirit.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by Navigant Credit Union.
Is your relationship with your bank in a rut? Might be time for someone new. At Navigant Credit Union, we offer better rates, fewer fees, and support that puts you first. Don't put it off. Join Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callan here with Melissa Smith and John Ward. All right, John, in as short a time as you can, which he might need a little time.
Well, there's only a half hour left. It's impossible.
Speak about the possible sale of the Woonsocket Sewage Treatment Plant to Narragansett Bay Commission.
No. Oh, no.
No,
That's
it's
not the answer you
not.
wanted.
No, it's not going to happen. Or no, you don't like it.
It is going to happen.
Okay.
I'm confident it's going to happen.
But
the simple answer is the city council, the mayor, the administration, and pretty much anyone with a brain wants to shut down the incinerator. What is being proposed right now is to have Narragansett Bay Commission buy up the sewage treatment operation for the city of Woonsocket and have it become merged with the entire operation of Narragansett Bay Commission. They would operate the facility. I don't know where else I would like to see them take care of maintaining the lines and the pumps. But because they are regulated by the PUC, they're only allowed to set one rate. So whatever rate the people in Providence and Lincoln and Johnston and Pawtucket and Central Falls are paying will be the same rate we pay, whether or not they're cost efficient in this plant or not, to their whole operation. It will be under their jurisdiction if we sell it to them. I don't know. The two issues I don't know is what do we do with any excess proceeds and our surpluses in the sewer fund, that the city council and the administration would have to agree to what to do with the money. I can think of good reasons to put it into certain types of reserves for the city. And then the second question is, how do we guarantee that Woonsocket is not treated as the redheaded stepchild when it comes to maintaining and improving the plant over time? And how quickly can we get rid of the incinerator? Either way, you will see your sewer bill go up likely about 25%. If they do not take over responsibility of the lines and the pump stations throughout the city, then you will also need to be getting a separate bill from the city like they do in Lincoln, where the town in Lincoln, each sewer user gets sent a bill for $125 each year. A similar, likely higher cost bill would have to be prepared for the citizens, the users in Woonsocket. And then the other major issue that's tangential to the whole thing really is the fact that there's an issue over stormwater infiltration, which means when it gets heavy storms, somewhere stormwater is mixing with the sewer water and it's overburdening the process at the sewage treatment plant in much the same way it does in Providence at Fields Point, where they built those giant overflow tanks to catch the stuff so that it could be treated later when the weather goes down. We have a pretty significant infiltration. Usually it's from combined lines in really old parts of the city, probably Cato Hill, Constitution Hill, some of the areas around Main Street that needs to be investigated and find out if they can isolate the problem and reduce that impact. But the essence of it is, I expect they will negotiate some kind of deal. I expect we will be selling it. I expect that by 2027 the incinerator will be gone and most of the smell will be gone because Narragansett Bay Commission will be trucking all of the liquid waste that's not treated and sent back into the river. That waste will be put into a truck in a secure way without smell, drifting away and taken away.
But what about, I'm under the assumption that didn't Woonsocket take in the waste from other towns?
Their contracts will be up and they're on their own.
So we're going to lose money
from
the other towns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot that part. Yes. That's why we will be paying more, because it'll be blended into the Narragansett Bay Commission rate, which will have to handle those costs. But on top of that, we get, I believe, last time I talked to a council member, it was $1 million of a host fee from Synagro for the incineration plant. So when we shut that down, that $1 million is gone from the general fund revenue, which will have to be made up for by taxes. Or if they use their wisdom, then we can have speeders and red light runners pay it with our revenue off of the cameras as an alternative source of revenue, because either that or they're going to have to raise taxes to cover the $1 million lost.
But does the city have a contract with Synagro?
It does. It
when
expires
does that end?
in 27, and their contracts expire in 27 with other communities. There's going to have to be some kind of accommodation to. That's why I said it'll end in 27 when those all roll out and conclude. But then they're going to be on their own to get rid of their waste.
You following all this, Melissa?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Well, you may want to, because your community is connected to our sewer system.
I absolutely
So
should have been listening,
you're a
but thank you for
customer.
calling me out. I'm the kid in the back of the classroom that was completely checking my email.
Your employer is probably a fairly major customer of the sewer treatment
Probably.
system.
And so trucking it down the road is what is going to happen.
In the
eventually.
liquid form, because Narragansett Bay Commission now trucks up a lot of their liquid waste up to Woonsocket to be dewatered and incinerated.
Okay.
They will have to arrange for their own and for our liquid waste to be put into those tanker trucks that Francis Langto had labeled the poo-poo choo-choo of the train of trucks coming into the city. But it'll
He was a fun guy.
It'll be separated from the water that's treated and cleaned and put back into the river, and they will be trucked off to somewhere, some other location that will process it.
Okay, and I understand, especially the people that live over in that area. It's awful on certain days. The smell.
It is awful.
And it's just living with it for the last 20 years.
And most of it's escaping fumes from the trucks that have that concentrated waste.
Is that where it's coming from, the trucks, and not from the actual building?
Oh, good Lord, no. The treatment plant. If you go down to the treatment plant after the show or any day, go walk over to the area near the exposed, uncovered treatment separation tanks and all of the tanks that are out there doing their job. You will smell it, but it will not overwhelm you. It's not the smell you smell. What you smell is once the waste is separated from the water that's being filtered and cleaned and put back into the river, that concentrated waste gets then put into trucks. Well, in our case, it gets into the dewatering facility and incinerated. But the trucks that are coming in from out of town, when they transfer it into the system,
that's where the smell's coming from.
And it's uncovered.
Yeah.
That concentrated waste is where that smell usually erupts, and that's why the city hired a person to monitor that and be there to make sure that when the trucks come in, they close the door completely to the building where they make that transfer. So there are filtration systems in that building to keep it from escaping. Unfortunately, sometimes people are less than careful and things escape.
We're in a hurry or something like that. So this is something that the city council is looking at. The
administration now has been authorized to negotiate something, and
with
so
Narragansett Bay.
I sent my 20 questions to everybody.
Yep.
The solicitor and the solicitor gave me a good answer. He said, obviously, all of these questions will need to be addressed, and we'll take them seriously. And many of them are consolidated into that PUC thing. We're not going to get a separate bill from them. They're not going to treat it as a separate operation. So we are just going to be one member of a 20-member board. Right now it's 19 members. It's the executive director and the chairman, Vinnie Messalella, and then there's, I think, 9 members appointed by the governor. And then every community that is served by Narragansett Bay Commission is entitled to a member to serve on the board so they can attend the meetings and monitor what decisions are being made and participate in the debate.
Who will that person be?
There's many different choices. In the town of Lincoln, when I was there, it was the Public Works Director. Since I've left, Vinnie Messalella now actually lives in Lincoln, so he is the representative for Lincoln on the board. Usually it's the Public Works Director, or if there's a sewer operation manager, they will serve. But it's an appointment of the mayor of each of the communities.
All right. Well, good information there, John. Thanks. Now, speaking of making up the $1 million fund down in Providence, they're resuming their school zone speed cameras today.
Oh yes,
so it's that time of year. That's
and
right.
Pawtucket and East Providence, and I think maybe even Central Falls.
The cameras will operate from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on school days, and drivers going 11 miles per hour or more over the speed limit will receive a $50 fine. The portable camera units have been strategically placed in areas with problematic traffic and speed concerns. It's funny because I've driven through one part of Mineral Spring Avenue where there's a school, and even in the summertime, 20 miles an hour. I have no idea if the cameras are working or not.
They're not. If school's not in session, they're not working.
But then
it's against the law.
But I've also known people that have gotten or received, I should say, a speeding ticket, and it's noontime. Well, the kids are all in school. Why are the cameras still working? Because they're all inside the building now. That was his argument. That he should have been fined that amount of money because they should work from 7 to 9 and then 2 to 4. But it's not. It goes 7 to 6, which is pretty late.
I'm not in government anymore, so you can't ask me anything about bureaucratic logic.
Okay. There you go. All right. More Coffee Hands coming your way. This segment of the Coffee Hand program has been sponsored by the Navigant Credit Union.
Is your relationship with your bank in a rut? Might be time for someone new. At Navigant Credit Union, we offer better rates, fewer fees, and support that puts you first. Don't put it off. Join Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Picture this. You're driving, glancing at a text. Just 3 seconds. That's all it takes to miss the car braking ahead of you. Distracted driving kills over 3,000 people every year. A text, a call, a quick scroll. It can wait. Your life and others can't. Put the phone down. Eyes on the road. Arrive alive. This timely message brought to you by Interstate Seal Coating. Follow them on Facebook.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
WOON Woonsocket Radio.
All right, Coffee in on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with John Ward and Melissa Smith. Melissa, is this a good idea? You're the one that's got a brand new kid going to college. Not that this affects you because they're up in Massachusetts, but in Rhode Island, beginning next week on September 1st, all Rhode Island college and university dorms must be equipped with Narcan. State lawmakers passed a measure requiring the opioid reversing medication and training for resident assistants and the housing staff to administer it in case they need to. The lawmakers say the use of Narcan will save young lives, increase campus safety, and now here's the question.
No,
it
not
says
using drugs will save young lives.
Well, that's right. But and then they say provide
Silly
some.
John.
Ready?
Yeah.
Melissa, provide some peace of mind to families whose loved ones attend the Rhode Island schools. Does it really provide you peace of mind?
I have always parented.
It doesn't me, but
never assuming my kid isn't the problem or never assuming my kid couldn't get into trouble. I feel like I have a very open relationship with my kids. I feel like I would know if they're even considering using drugs, all the things, whatever. But I'm not dumb. And I know that a lot of these parents are not aware. Even like the smartest kids can still have problems with addiction. So yeah, I have no problem. It does no harm in being available. And my understanding is Narcan even accidentally given to someone who isn't overdosing but having another episode relating symptoms-wise or visually appearing like someone who's having an overdose but isn't having one, could be having a seizure or some other medical episode. It does no damage to issue that to them. So if you have a question in your mind to issue it, making it available and training the kids, I don't see the problem with that. But I might be in the wrong. I think some parents, out of sight, out of mind, they don't want to think of it, they don't want to assume, they don't want to consider. These kids are doing lots of things we don't know about at very young ages, even into middle school now. So I don't know.
I'm just
Go ahead, John.
I'm just trying to think of that.
He's been puckering his lips over there.
I'm envisioning that 50s stereotype father where it's, if I find out they had to apply Narcan to you, I'm going to kill you.
Right. But I mean, I think, do you not agree that there are, I mean, maybe you guys are like 20, well, not you, Joe.
I'm not 20.
John is about 20 years ahead of me in parenting, but it's, I try not to live
20?
under a rock.
20?
More? I don't know. I don't want to assume. Less? More? I don't see. I'm being gentle.
my granddaughter just started high school.
Okay. So it's that, you don't want to be naive and you don't want to live under a rock, but it's like to be out there too also as a visual reminder for kids that people around you pay attention to your surroundings.
When it says it's giving families peace of mind, I'm just picturing a mother and father saying, oh good, our opioid challenged student will now be administered Narcan if he overdoses. Oh yay. Good for us. And I don't think any family's having that conversation.
Do you feel like this is any different than a sex ed conversation happening? And it used to be 8th grade, then 7th grade, then 6th grade, and now it's happening in 5th grade, right? Yeah. So I just think it's presented and it's new, and it's ruffling feathers a lot. But I have a feeling it's going to become part of the norm. That's how I'll leave it.
And it's one more thing the RAs have got to know.
I think about that a lot.
And you were an RA.
I totally was.
Would you want to administer Narcan to these people? And by the way, it goes up the nose. I mean, this is a weird drug that reverses the opioid effects.
A lot of migraine meds do the same.
Oh, they do?
And
Oh,
not
all
really
right.
any different. But I do think about that, and I think about the responsibility and being an RA today versus even when I was an RA.
How many years ago was that?
Yeah, it's a different world. But I mean, all the same factors are the facts are the same, and the issues are pretty much the same. There's just new options and there's new things, but it is much more of a liability world that we live in today, and Sue Happy world. So I would have to assume if I'm an RA and I'm being trained on how to use this, there's protection for me if I misuse it, or if someone were to die and
Narcan is tough to misuse. I mean, if it's the shot, if it's the punch, or if it's the nasal,
spray,
it's not complicated, but it still becomes a choice for the person who's administering it to decide whether or not they want to do it.
If you're an RA, you have bulletin boards. And those used to torment me. Like, what was my message for the bulletin boards when kids arrive? If I know that Narcan is something I just got trained on how to use, my bulletin board is going to be, don't be dumb, don't use drugs, and literally don't make me use this on you, and put a picture of it. Like, I just think you're absolutely right in your first initial reaction, John, and that is, like, the messaging should really be don't use drugs, more than we have this in case you do drugs.
In case you do.
So, yeah. But I think it goes back to that. More messaging on don't do it and what the repercussions are if you do. And this is used
Good morning,
when
zombies. We're ready to revive you and put you back into circulation so you can do it again next week.
Should we be offering them free needles, too?
Don't go there. They'll think of it.
It's a slippery slope, because the more we're
is.
sitting here, the more I'm thinking about the fact that these kids today are troubled. There's all kinds of mental health stuff. I couldn't get over, my oldest just did 5 days of orientation. 5 days of orientation.
That's a lot.
Like 8:30, 9 a.m. until 5:30, 6 p.m. every day. And then the fun social stuff happens after that.
All right.
But you just say to yourself, that is hammering. And I looked at the curriculum, and granted, she's in a Catholic school, so there's some like religious stuff in there too. But most of it has to do with mental health and taking care of yourself, and the drug component and the drinking component and the sex component and being kind to others and all these things. It's a lot.
When my son went to BU, he had 1 day.
Yeah, 5
That's
days.
what I remember.
Last
one day.
Wednesday until Sunday.
I think when I went to Bryant, it was like, here's your schedule, there's the building, figure it out.
Best of luck.
Yeah. That's how mine was at a university too.
Well, Brian only had one building, so that was pretty easy to
that's all it was
find
at
the
Bryant when I was there.
All right. Well, the good news, by the way,
it's shaped like that, 2 diamonds to the center. Have fun.
Cracker Barrel's going back to its old logo. It had a new logo for what, 5 days, and then all right, forget it. We're going back. Everyone was against it.
I think I missed this story. If you could just, I heard that they were renovating and they were going to be a little more modern. They were going to change the gift shop. But what am I hearing that's so controversial? Like, what is happening with the logo?
It's the actual logo.
They got rid of the old man sitting at the Cracker Barrel.
Well, yeah, it's a little dated.
And they just left the words, and they changed the font, and they cleaned up the back of it, and somehow that was translated into the Bud Light situation of going woke, and everybody started protesting.
No, really?
The stock value collapsed, and the CEO, who has actually been through like 5 different businesses in the last 10 years as a job, I guess decided to go back to the board and say, let's undo this.
That's the old.
Because it was catching a lot of negative flack.
I'm not gonna lie. As someone
that's
in
the old
marketing,
logo, which is now the
logo,
which is the same logo that they're going with.
That's
okay.
the old one.
That's they're going
but
back to that.
I saw some pictures of what the renovated flip should be.
Okay.
This would not match the refreshed interior that they're doing.
Really?
Not at all. It's like, it's a fresh. It's not. I won't say it's all grays and whites, but it's definitely like a refreshed modern farmhouse feel.
I saw some complaints, not about Cracker Barrel, because God knows, I think I've been to 1 Cracker Barrel in my life.
Well, there's one in Rentham.
It's just nothing that's ever really appealed to me. But I saw somebody post pictures of all of the new designs for all of the fast food establishments, and they're basically all square boxes, whether it's Taco Bell or McDonald's.
That's what I'm showing it to Melissa now. What they wanted it to be. All right.
I still don't love it. I don't know how the orange and brown is going to.
Well, that's their
match
colors.
the interior
all
change,
of these new modern designs for these fast food places, a couple of things get lost. One is style, so they're recognizable except for the sign, and the other thing is it loses the character of what it was. Like McDonald's always had the arches and had clownish colors, red, yellow, and it stuck out in a neighborhood because you couldn't possibly miss it. Burger King was the same thing with their brown and orange and the burger shape, and then the crown somewhere in there. Taco Bell had the bell on the thing, but it was also the colors that came with the building and the shape of it. And now they're all just square boxes with a sign. It's gross.
I'd be fascinated. The restaurant industry is interesting, right? Think about all the restaurants that have turned over the years. No different than department stores, but I just read an article that Chili's had their top earning year ever. Now, they haven't really changed a whole lot. Chili's hasn't really,
Same old.
They've refreshed the interior of some of their restaurants, but they really haven't gone away from what their solid menu was. And what makes them have a successful year versus anyone else? Because my kids are obsessed with going there, but they won't go to Applebee's. And you're like, okay, what's
the difference?
They're similar, right?
It's a broad enough choice to appeal to a large audience. It's not as focused and specialized, and they have consistently good food.
They learn to bundle the prices. They learn to simplify for kids.
Oh, yeah.
Their popular crowd is teens late night. That's what I'm learning. That's where all the teens go, 9 o'clock at night to 11 o'clock. They hang out at Chili's. So if you are like me, you don't go there.
For me, it
between
was
9 and 11. But they've learned to do the burger, fries, soda bundle thing for $10 or something like that. And that's easy for people to process. It's no different than a fast food menu at McDonald's or something. But I just wonder why Cracker Barrel had to go so completely different, unless they were losing their following and felt the need to completely
and I'll say
refresh.
I'll say this. Chili's has done it well because they don't do it with a drive-up concept. They do it with people sitting down and looking at a menu to take the time to absorb what their offerings are. McDonald's does it in the drive-through concept where you're looking at a board that does nothing but confuse you.
Oh, yeah.
A good restaurant that includes a drive-through would have two completely different menus. You want to come inside, you can get this. You drive through, here's your choice, 6 items, whatever.
I agree with that.
Keep it basic. Let people make the choice to drive through and get the hell out, because it's the same thing with Dunkin', formerly Dunkin' Donuts, where they actually used to sell donuts. There's so many choices that it's just you can't even read the sign. And
you got to know ahead of time.
You got to know ahead of time anyway. Now, of course, they're marketing it now. It's do it on your app before you even show up, and then just drive up and pick up your order, which is even crazier.
They do DoorDash too.
No.
No, people do.
Never. After the show's over, I'll tell you about my most recent restaurant experience and why it is becoming increasingly difficult to eat out.
Okay. All right. Sad story down in Tennessee. You don't know if it's intentional or not. Tennessee mother's facing charges allegedly hitting her daughter with her car. Officials say the incident took place last Tuesday at the Chattanooga Girls Leadership Academy parking lot. I guess that's a school. The mother allegedly stepped on the gas while her daughter was getting out of the car. Didn't give her enough time. After receiving a report from the girl, school officials reviewed surveillance cameras. We're back to you're always on camera, and were able to confirm the report. Misty Sue Coleman is being charged with aggravated child abuse. Wow.
Whoa.
That's
pretty
heavy.
That from the camera view?
Yeah. I guess they think it's intentional.
That's interesting that they can. That must be a good camera.
Yeah. So, and, word from the daughter, she said she was going to hit me. Maybe she did.
She was mad at me.
We brought this up yesterday because Monday. And it was always like, if you go, and people like going to see a professional wrestling. You just never know what the show is and what isn't. Well, something happened over the weekend.
The guy that flatlined in the ring?
Yes.
Oh no.
There was an MMA fighter who got mad at one of the wrestlers, and he hopped into the ring and started pummeling him, even to unconsciousness.
Oh.
And now the fans. Is this part of the show? Is this what's supposed to be going on? And then, until the other wrestlers jumped in and had to pull him off. And so it wasn't part of the show. Now, the wrestler, whose name is Psycho Stu, he's in stable but critical condition following the attack at the event in California. This is according to a health update provided by his brother. He was beaten unconscious by a man named Raja Jackson, the son of former UFC fighter Rampage Jackson. It happened during an independent wrestling event in Sun Valley, California last Saturday. Video shows Jackson slamming Smith to the mat, straddling him, and then punching him in the head and face, even while he was already knocked out.
But
Wow.
you say they say he actually flatlined. He was
In the
dead
ring?
In the ring.
Dead in the ring?
And they had
Wow.
to resuscitate him. But I also saw a video of the two of them before the show where they were having words.
That was part of the show, though, right?
But that was supposed to be part of the show.
Yeah.
And
so
then I
the,
guess
the MMA fight,
he must
you
have
took it too much?
Taken it out of context or
Yeah.
something and went into the ring and attacked him. Which I
Crazy,
think was
huh?
supposed to be part of the show, too.
It could have
but
been.
Not so severe.
Not
and
yeah.
more about like a wrestling show is, which is pulling your punch and
and
not
don't hit so
knowingly
hard.
missing, not hitting so hard.
All right, we're gonna wrap the show up on that note right there. So thank you very much for listening, Melissa. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you guys. Nice to be back on
You
track.
as well. All right,
Good
and
to have you back, Melissa.
yes, and John, thanks for being here.
Tim, it was a pleasure today.
He was awful quiet today.
Today and this week is a beautiful day and week. Go out and absolutely make sure you get outside to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And I'll see you in September.
That's right. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember? It's coming
have
up
a
at
great day.
9 after the 9 o'clock news on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.